Wait, when did Halo? Jesus, how old are you, Joe? When did Halo come out? How old were you when Halo came out? I think Halo was 2001, I want to say.
It was 2001.
Hey, what up? So,
Which would have made me
how old?
like 18.
Oh, you're a
18,
kid.
19.
You're a kid, man.
No.
Yeah,
If you're 18, if you're past 18, I think that you're not a kid anymore. I'm sorry. If you're 18 or
Oh, so you're going off that whole 18 is an adult now thing? So, that's your rite of passage. You turn 18 and poof, you're an adult all of a sudden.
welcome everyone to another edition of Game Wild Live, or if you're listening to it on Monday, just Game Wild. Yes. Anyways, we are finally here. Oh, he's still editing.
No, I got it. We're good. We're good.
I'm a little delayed, but I did see that the box was out of place, so we got to see a little bit of Final Fantasy background there for a moment.
Hey, I get a lot of compliments on that background, by the way.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's a bad background. I'm just saying that that was what you were seeing for a short period of time. We are live, and we are hoping everyone had a great week. We are back, as usual, a little different time. But we're going to try to do it at least on Sundays, so at least you know the day, and hopefully we'll get some times down. But I would probably say between 10 and 12 or between 1 and 3 are usually going to be the times that we're going to be live streaming based on our schedules. So let's not waste any time, and let's get right into the question of the week. And this week, we've decided to ask a question about this year. And what game are you most excited for in 2021? So SJW, you seem to already kind of have an idea in your head, it looks like. I mean, I have mine already too.
Do you already know what yours? I mean, this is hard for me.
I do, and it's only because I'm a fanboy of it, so it's exciting to see what they can do. I guess I'll jump right into mine.
Yeah, do yours first. Give me a couple seconds. Yeah.
Listen, the Resident Evil franchise has been one that I've been with since the beginning. I still remember having a Game Pro in my hands, reading about the first Resident Evil game for the PlayStation, and just being excited about this survival horror genre. And now it's evolved so much. It's gone from survival horror action to third person, from third person to first person, in Resident Evil 7, and now we have Resident Evil The Village coming out, which, by the way, this week they are going to have a live stream of some announcements for that game, and we're going to try to live stream that as well and kind of do a watch party about it. So hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. So look forward to that. I believe that's happening sometime this week, either Tuesday or Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will put it in the notes when we know the official time and date. But I remember looking over it, and that's when it's happening.
I should have known you were going to pick Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is probably my big one, because one, I want to see if they're going to evolve more.
Yeah.
Or if they're going to keep the first person. I don't really enjoy the first person. I like the third person.
Yeah,
but
same
I think I like the third person because I have more of a view. So it's still scary, but it's not as scary. Resident Evil 7, you would be hard pressed to play that game in the dark at night alone.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I agree.
Creepy.
Yeah,
but I could play the other Resident Evils alone in the dark, but that one kind of really put me on edge a little bit. And
well, that was the first one on VR too, wasn't it?
Yes, and I would never in a million years play that game in VR.
Why not, dude? It's like one of the better VR games, I feel.
Yeah, because I don't want to have.
Because you shit yourself playing the game.
That game was scary enough, and I mean, at least I thought it was. Some people didn't think it was, but I thought it had the moments. So yeah, I'm gonna go with The Village, and honorable mention to Halo if it comes out this year. But
so okay, well, actually, I'm glad that you mentioned, because this is why this is kind of hard for me. So there's actually one on. So the reason why this is the question of the week is because I actually found an article of I think it said 21 games that are coming out in 2021. Go figure.
The top 21 games.
Yeah.
Coming out.
And I don't know. I'm pretty sure this game should be in the top 21 games expected, and that is the
Final
Ruined
Fantasy Remake version 2.
No, the Ruined King, the RPG that Riot is making for League of Legends.
Well,
And
when I say I think that's, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think it's probably because is there an official date?
yeah, well, I don't want to say official date, but they have mentioned that it's coming out like soon. So, like as an example, you have God of War on this list, Ragnarok. That didn't get a date. That, for all we know, that's delayed until 2022, right? Like, I mean, that's God of War too. There's a very good chance that that gets delayed. I don't know. So, part of me wants to say that because I'm so invested in League of Legends and Legends of Runeterra. Like, I love the lore, but game wise, just straight up game wise, I'm having a really hard time between three specific games, and I don't know if I can pick one. And this is get us talking about this article a little bit too. We have God of War Ragnarok is on this list, and everybody freaked out when they saw that symbol at the end of the teaser trailer for PlayStation 5. Halo Infinite, which and you actually were just talking about, you had a friend that works on Halo and stuff like that. So Halo, did you play a lot of Halo when you were a kid?
I mean, I wasn't a kid when Halo came out, but yeah, I played a lot of Halo.
Wait, when did Halo? Jesus, how old are you, Joe? When did Halo come out? How old were you when Halo came out? I think Halo was 2001, I want to say.
It was 2001.
Hey, what up? So,
which would have made me
how old?
Like 18.
Oh, you're a kid. 19. You're a kid, man.
No. If you're 18, if you're past 18, I think that you're not a kid anymore. I'm sorry. If you're 18 or...
Oh, so you're going off that whole 18 is an adult now thing? So that's your rite of passage. You turn 18 and poof, you're an adult all of a sudden.
Oh, well, man. I mean, it technically is.
I mean, yeah. But Halo Infinite, for me anyways, the reason I ask is...
I was 19.
You were 19. Okay, so I have a lot of nostalgia behind Halo because Halo was that game as a kid that I played drinking, which actually we were just talking about Mountain Dew because we might put it up for Game Eats.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Which one? You don't know.
But
Halo, but it's new. But hopefully now it's probably going to give it away.
But that would be the only reason we would put it on there, or else we're not doing our jobs. Because if we just took regular Mountain Dew and was like, "Hey, we're gonna take regular Mountain Dew and
try this out,
vote on it,"
nobody knows what this tastes like.
To be fair, there always could be in our future a Game Eats that features a wide variety of Mountain Dews, and we rank them to see who is the Dew of all Dews.
The Dew of Dews.
Because they're the Dew of Dews. I mean, those are the types of segments and ideas that we're trying to bat around with that people might want to see and might have fun with. Because we did have somebody, and I know we're getting off topic and we're talking about the game.
Who cares?
Exactly. And I don't know how to pronounce this. The Pakwai, I think it is, chip challenge was brought up.
Yeah.
And listen, we're not into making like gimmick stuff and be like, oh, who can last the longest, me or SJW? Maybe in the future, when we build a base that people really want to see that stuff. I mean, but what we're trying to do for the Game Eats section is to take traditional and non-traditional game foods, try them out and drinks, try them out and let you know what we think about them, because we've been through the ringer in regards to eating junk food and stuff for games. So it's time to try these out and let people know what we think.
And I'm down for those at some point as well.
Yeah.
But all right, so getting back onto Halo Infinite. No, you're good.
Tangent, but yeah.
So Halo, but like this was the game that I stayed up till 3 a.m. drinking Mountain Dew all night, having sugar rushes, and just beasting. Like I was really good at Halo 2 specifically, and
right.
I miss those days. And Halo, if I want Halo to be the number one competitive shooter for esports wise in the world, like I want that to happen when this game releases. So I'm going to be following it a lot, and it's going to be similar to I think how I started off with Legends of Runeterra, where I'm going to try to do well with Halo and maybe even cast for it or something like that, right? So, but then there's also an untitled Legend of Zelda The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel coming out at some point, and that game is absolutely astronomically good too. So, it's hard for me to really pick one. So
Well, I mean, I think it's hard for any of us to pick one because obviously God of War Ragnarok is another game that I've played from the beginning. Like God of War, I was there for the first one, and I've been there for each sequel.
All right, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it.
I have a God of War PlayStation 4 Pro.
That looks so sick
just goes
too.
to show
Yeah,
you,
that looks so sick.
Kind of like what like how hardcore I'm into God of War. So.
All right, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna pick one.
Okay.
I'm picking Halo.
3. Okay.
You just fail. We tried.
Well, there you go. I mean, yeah, it's great. I'm not a competitive shooter guy. Like, I like playing the single player. I like the story mode, and I like co-op and stuff like that. And I've never really been in the competitive scene.
See, I love the
so I know it's something that you're into, but yeah, I mean, I really think that they're gonna try to push it for. My guess is it's going to come out between September and November of this year. I don't think I cannot.
Oh, Halo! I think it's going to be next holiday.
I cannot see it going past that unless they really have a problem. Because after what happened with Cyberpunk, I think it's important.
Nobody's going to make that mistake.
It's important to note that you want a polished game because obviously Cyberpunk is now setting a precedent that is getting really scary in regards to what can happen to a developer if you don't handle it. But it just sounds like it was mismanaged and there weren't the right people involved. And I guess CD Projekt Red is probably, gonna pay for that in the long run. So
yeah, no, I
sure
agree.
Microsoft or Sony is gonna buy them soon.
I agree. So we'll oh yeah, right. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Honestly, if that's the case, because of how much Microsoft just spent on Bethesda, I imagine PlayStation would probably buy CD Projekt, if I were to guess. Unless Microsoft's just going on
it.
Hell yeah. All right, but we were just talking about game eats, so we didn't skip it today. We just went kind of out of order. We do have game eats.
We really don't have an order anymore.
Is there an order?
We try to. There used to be an order, and then we just said we're adding segments, so it's going to happen at any time.
All right, Joe.
Is it ready? So who won the vote? There were votes, and the winner was.
Doritos. Was that like the Jaws? Was that like the Jaws theme you're trying to do there?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. And I keep calling it Doritos Flamas Tacos, like it's a taco, but it's actually just chips.
Stop at just because it's from Mexico doesn't mean it's a taco, Joe. Jesus. God.
No, I'm giving KFC Taco Bell some ideas.
All right, let's
try this out.
Ooh, it smells spicy.
It's definitely spicy. It's got a chili pepper on it with lime.
Yeah, that smells spicy. Okay, it looks spicy too. So now, here one thing.
Bill Robinson.
Listen, one thing I want to mention with all these chips as we eat these, I hate how half the bag is air. Like, what the hell, man? Like, why do you? Like, why? Freaking A, man. All right, there is. If you guys probably can't see this. Oh wait, hold on. They can definitely see that. Look at that. Look how.
No, this definitely.
You guys can 100%. This one chip has a lot of spice on it. Look how much red is on that chip. You can tell that's going to be a spicy chip.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Rip my tongue.
ASMR. Ready, go.
Huh. So, all right, listen. Maybe it's gonna kick in. Maybe it's gonna kick in for a second. Oh yeah, yeah. That red stuff. That's like glitter. Oh my God! Look at this chip. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it. It's completely red. This is all right. Let's see if this is spicy.
That is a beauty. Yeah, this one too. A little dark.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that. Okay, it wasn't even spicy. It was. Oh man. All right. Okay. So here's. Oh man. Okay. So
I'm trying to find one to your level.
I have. That was that was covered in red. Oh man. Okay. So here's the deal. That was okay.
There it is.
Oh yeah. That's more like it. Yep. I don't. It's not that it's spicy. It's just like nah, nah, nah. It's just like it's like too much seasoning, and
Very, believe it or not, it's actually very lime forward.
yeah. Well, when you get one covered in red, you can taste the lime more.
Yeah, which is ironic.
Which is weird. Yeah,
lime is green.
Yeah.
So I can feel a little spice on the tongue. I definitely can feel it. It's not overwhelming. It's just a lot to take in with the mix of everything. So good chip. Definitely gonna have dust. You're definitely gonna have dust.
I'm not crazy about this one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not crazy about this one, and I like spicy foods for the most part. Yeah. So okay.
So I have my score.
All right. Well, first off, let me preface this. I know we did another game eats on Ruffles queso cheese. This is the same company that produces that, which
Just
at the end of the day is PepsiCo, but it's Sabritas. It's the Mexico PepsiCo essentially.
Yep.
And this is a regular bag that I think Mexico was like 25 cents or something was on the bag or something like that. But here, it'll probably be like $1. And I mean, yeah, beyond that, it's just regular Doritos. It's not really much about this,
It's
but
about 50 cents for us.
50 cents. Okay, so, but yeah, dude, I'm gonna give this a 4. I'm gonna give this a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this a 4.
Well, I'm giving this a 6. I'm gonna give it a little higher than you because I do like lime. I'm a little partial to lime. But yeah, it doesn't hit the high notes that you want as far as I mean, if you're into like citrus flavors, it's definitely gonna rank higher on your list because you definitely get more lime than you get heat, but you do get heat. But it's not as hot as you would think.
I expected.
But there's a good amount of seasoning on it, which means it's going to get on your fingers. So this is a testament though, because this is pretty much what Doritos does. Like,
oh yeah, they always have.
There isn't a Dorito where you're not going to get Dorito dust. So
yeah, that's like their thing they're known for. I mean,
right. So I mean, it's okay. It's not the best chip I've ever eaten in my life, but it's not the worst chip either. But like I said, I think it's also flavor profile. If you really like lime, this is the chip for you. If you like lime with heat, this is definitely the chip for you. If you want something that's going to burn your mouth off, this is not the chip for you.
No, that's not going to, yeah.
But you also have to take into account that you're going to get some dust. So keep that, especially if you're using a next-gen controller, especially these nice, pretty white PlayStation 5 controllers. You can definitely get the red dust on them. So keep that in mind. Although I have heard speculation that PlayStation is announcing a line of colored controllers.
Did you see Xbox has a red versus blue controller too that they're doing?
Yeah.
So those look pretty cool.
So
yeah, I think there's too much lime and not enough heat, and it's just not balanced properly. And some of the chips, man, they're just way too covered in the seasoning.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4.
I go with a 6 just because I'm more of a I am a lime.
You're more
person.
generous.
I love lime.
It's fine.
So,
it's fine.
No, I love lime. I love lime as much as I love lamb.
See now, but this is just a testament to my problem that I have, which is I literally will eat anything, even if it's like something I hate, just so that.
Even if he scores it under half.
Yeah, just it can be a 1, but I'm like, I gotta finish the bag.
I'm not peaceful here.
All right.
Gosh. So with that being said, let us move into our topics that we found in the week. So the first one comes from Nintendo, and IGN, and the fact that they're releasing a Switch Pro in 2021, but the analysts are conflicted on its possible release for this year. That's what it seems like. So it was reported that they were going to continue to do future updates to the Switch and keep a long life cycle back in 2019 from the Wall Street Journal, and this doesn't mean that there's going to be a Switch Pro, but there's been a lot of suggestions that there will be a Switch Pro, and what is that even going to entail, realistically, is the question.
Well, what do you think? I mean, I don't know if you read the article or not, but what do you think a Switch Pro should entail?
Well, a Switch Pro, I think it's got to support 4K. because I don't think the Switch does support 4K
Nope.
right now. It only supports 1080. I think it needs a couple more ports to the Switch.
Yep.
So, and to be honest with you, I know it sounds weird, but I think it could use a little bit of a screen upgrade.
Okay. All right. You mean like touchscreen wise, or just resolution, or like
size? I think it could go a little bigger.
Okay.
You go a little bigger, yeah, and they could just make it so that the controllers sit well in it still, so their controllers will sit in it. Stuff like that, I think, is really what. I have a USB-C splitter that I plug into it, so I don't have to put it in the dock because I was afraid of it getting scratched and everything.
Yep.
But what that splitter does is it also gives me USB, so I can plug a USB controller into it, like the dock has and all that stuff. So if they just added like another USB-C or something, I think that would be fantastic, quite honestly.
So I 100% agree with 4K. Now here's something to take into consideration though. If you look at the PS4, look at the PS4 Pro. Basically, the same thing that Nintendo would be trying to accomplish. Just to give you guys an idea. So first off, actually, believe it or not, the PS4 did not support native 4K. It was the PS4 Pro that supported 4K. So 4K and the PS4 Pro came out, I think, in like 2017 or something like that, 2018. So 4K has very much recently been the new thing. 4K's been around for a while, but it's just now becoming kind of the norm for gaming, especially, and television and stuff like that. For the longest time, it's been 1080p, but now 4K is kind of going to be that next step. Probably the next 2 years, we're going to see it on all TVs, no matter what. If not this year, right? So there's also a little bit of RAM added, memory to the PS4 Pro. So I imagine I would like to see some sort of processor upgrade as well with the Nintendo Switch Pro, especially because Nintendo is known for just releasing a system and just letting it ride. And for them to finally upgrade maybe RAM or the actual CPU or even the GPU just a tad, I think would be huge. Even the PS4 Pro, as an example, the PS4 had 1.8 teraflops on an AMD Radeon graphics processor. The PS4 Pro had an AMD Radeon, but it was a 4.2 teraflop. So they substantially increased the graphics processing power. Now, I imagine you kind of need that for the 4K anyways, but I would like to see that. So I imagine the GPU is just going to be better by nature of supporting 4K on the Switch Pro. Storage.
Yep.
I think, how much storage does the Switch actually come with? Like nothing, right?
128 gig. I think,
that's
or something like that.
But bullshit.
But they do have expansion slots.
Yeah, I have a card in mind, but that's bullshit.
Which I think is the point, right? They're trying to keep the price of the system down by letting you do this. Like, I mean,
nowadays, Joe, what's really the difference between 128 and 500? Like,
no, well, I mean, if you go and buy something directly from a distributor, a lot. If you buy something third party, not so much.
You're saying because they're buying in bulk?
All right, well, let's take perfect example, right? The Xbox Series X. If you want to buy their hard drive, which will be able to be used with the hard drive that's already there, you're spending like $300. But you could buy a third party that will only support storage and won't support actually being able to be used to launch games and stuff like that. And you can probably get one for like $60. Do you know what I'm saying? So like so those are the things that you take into account, but
okay, but so all right, so here's the argument then. They should charge more because it's a Switch Pro, right?
They will.
So yeah, exactly. So let's say it's $50 more. If they're charging $50 more, which is probably gonna be
charging $50 more, but honestly, they're charging that because of all of the enhancements. So you have to say how much is it going to cost to go from 128 to 256.
But I think that goes hand in hand, though. I don't think.
Even.
How can you support 4K and still be at 128 gigs? Like that just seems so bad.
I didn't say they wouldn't.
Okay, all right. Well, so at least we're all kind of on the same page.
I think that should all come together. I agree. I think it needs to be. If they're going to upgrade, they're going to have to upgrade the hardware. They're going to have to upgrade storage space.
Because I will say the 128, I put Animal Crossing on there. I put a couple free games. I think I had 2 games that I purchased and 3 free games that I downloaded, and then the NES thing that they have, where you can play NES and SNES games. and it was full. I needed expansion, and I think the expansion costed like $50 for what I bought, which I bought a decent sized one. So I definitely think that it needs to come with a little bit more storage. Otherwise, I mean, everything else is probably going to be pretty much the same. I mean, the PS4 Pro wasn't really much different other than the graphics, the GPU, and the resolution that it supports. And then I think... Oh, and it actually had an updated... So the CPU is actually updated to a 2.1 gigahertz 8-core AMD Jaguar processor over a 1.6 gigahertz 8-core. So, but again, that might come along with the 4K. So, but yeah, I don't expect to see a Switch Pro in 2021. Not with COVID still not being done. If we're lucky, maybe it has a 2021 holiday release.
If we're lucky, maybe they make an official announcement in 2020.
Yeah, right. That's really what. And if we don't have an official announcement by May, then we're definitely not getting it in 2021.
Well, yeah, I mean June, I would say, because June is where E3 normally hits. So if they do plan to do an E3 this year, even if it's a digital one, that's where we're probably going to see the announcement.
Yeah, and I just it's going to be. It's going to be a little rough this year. Things finally seem like, well, actually, I think we just had the most cases in the world the other day. So I was going to say things seem like they're getting back to normal, but they're not. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'm very much not thinking we're going to get one in 2021.
All right. Well, before we go into our next topic, let me just remind everyone that you can follow us on Facebook. And, well, you can go to our group, basically, and join our group and start talking things up. We had some images from the new Mortal Kombat movie, which is coming out in April. Some of our followers on the Facebook group don't believe that this is actually going to happen, but
wait, what?
I
really?
believe they have, yeah, if you read the Facebook posts and you see some of the things, people have been waiting for this movie for a while now, but it is got an April release that's going to simultaneously happen on HBO Max and in the movie theaters. So I am extremely looking forward to that. It's supposed to be an R-rated Mortal Kombat movie, but you can find out what our people are saying by going to our Facebook group and joining. And if you are listening to the podcast and have not reviewed us yet, please do. If you are on YouTube, subscribe, ring that bell, all that fun stuff. And there is my public service announcement for this episode.
Wait. Okay, so yeah, I saw it looks like Chris said he wasn't sure. I mean, isn't this like official though?
Oh, it's official. It's coming on April. I mean,
okay,
yeah.
Like, it is.
He's just more of a I'll.
Yeah, because it's been teased for a while, so I kind of get where it's coming from.
Like, is it coming out like Halo right now? It's like it was supposed to come out with the launch of Xbox Series X.
Anything.
You know what I mean? Just like that.
And when was the last Mortal Kombat? When did the last Mortal Kombat come out?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I want to say, was in the late...
Something?
No.
Or was it late 90s? Was it 98?
I think it was the late 90s.
Was that the last Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat, like, live-action movie, yeah.
1997. And those were good. I liked the original Mortal Kombats.
Well, the original Mortal Kombat was awesome, but there was a lot of question about Annihilation and how that handled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would say that the original is a lot better than Annihilation. But so, with that said, it's been over 20 years since we've actually gotten to Mortal Kombat. They need to do this right. Yeah, live action. They need to do this right. Like, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, because how many, like, Dragon Ball, they completely snuffed that. That was ass. All right, that movie sucked. So, it's a very similar concept, Dragon Ball and Mortal Kombat. So, now we have...
Mortal Kombat already had a movie, so kind of like Dragon Ball Z never had a live-action movie.
But that's why it's worse. That's why it's worse. They have to have a high budget for this movie. They have to do really well with it, because they succeeded tenfold with the first Mortal Kombat. The first Mortal Kombat is a classic. It did great. As far as video game movies are concerned, it's probably one of the first good video game movies. And if they can't do better now with the technology that we have, that is bad. Like, we have so much CGI technology and the capability to basically make a person that looks real just appear in the movie. They should be able to nail this 100%. There's no reason why not.
We'll see in April, guys. Look out for our review of Mortal Kombat the day it comes out or the day after it comes out, because I have HBO Max, so I'm going to be able to see it in my home without having to go to the theater. So we'll see what happens. Feels bad, man.
So long. So long.
On to our next thing. Let's talk about things that we're going to have to wait for, which includes Sony pulling PS5 game release dates from CES, 2021, or at least in the trailer. So there's been a bunch of games that are supposed to come out that are not coming out yet and have been pushed back and all that fun stuff, including a game that I was actually looking forward to playing on release for the PlayStation 4, which kind of looked like a demolition derby with weapons style game that looked a lot of fun. That game, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head now, but that one's kind of just poofed and is going away, and we don't know anything about when it's happening or what's going on. So with that being said, it looks like some of the games that were listed were Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Just with like 2021, which would be the same thing. Horizon Forbidden West was another one.
Which feels so bad because that was another huge one that I was super excited to see, like alongside God of War and Halo and Zelda. That's going to be an amazing game. And I mean, I always got a question, and I know this is kind of a shitty way to look at it, but big business acts like this all the time. I always get a question when something like this happens. Was it, because the way this article reads is, oh, it was a mistake. They just fixed their mistake. But my first thought is, was it a mistake or was it a marketing ploy? Did they market it like they knew what was going on? And then now they're re-uploading. What happened was they had the CES trailer with all the dates in it, just to give people some context. They had a bunch of small print at the bottom. It actually says, like, Last of Us Part 2 footage captured on PS4. Then Horizon Forbidden West coming 2021. Returnal coming 3/19/21. Pragmata coming 2023, which is insane. Solar Ash June 2021. Kena March 20. So it has all these games with dates at the bottom in small print, and they basically re-uploaded the video, same exact video without that small print. And when I see stuff like that, I always gotta wonder, like, was it a mistake or were they putting that there thinking maybe we hit those dates, let's put it up there so people, it's good for marketing, it's good for people that want to buy the PS5. The PS5's been sold out forever, right? So and then we just take it off and blame COVID. Oh, well, COVID posed a problem, let's just blame COVID and we're going to push everything back. You know what I mean? Not that COVID probably is a reason why they would push back the dates, for sure. It's not like it doesn't have an impact, but I think, man, the amount of times I've been seeing COVID used as the scapegoat in the get out of jail free card blows my mind. Blows my freaking mind. Like, it just shows how many businesses did not have things in place or that weren't prepared to deal with stuff like this. Yeah. Which is unfortunate because, I mean, we're in 2021. We should be able to work from home. Things should be able to act as normal. Programmers, especially, working primarily on a computer, should be able to work from home. And I don't blame the programmers. I blame the people, the management. They just didn't have things in place to be able to deal with situations like this. So,
yeah. So that game was called Destruction All Stars.
Was
that was the game that I was really hyped for.
Was that the cars that were like hitting each other and stuff, or?
Well, yeah, and they have like people that have kind of like a strong personalities who drive each car.
Oh, we thought it was like Twisted Metal when we saw it, right? A little bit.
Yeah, because we thought it was going to be Twisted Metal, but it was Destruction All Stars. That's the name of the game. That I'm still excited about. Although right now, based on what I just Googled, it's got a February release date at the moment.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, that's a game. I can't wait till they do that.
That was one that I saw on Google, but I've seen places like Target and stuff don't have an official date on it, so it just says December 31st, which is normally what they put when they don't have one, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it will be the initial release date was supposed to be February 2021, it says here. Well, from Wikipedia.
In another world, where things are starting on time and things have adapted 100% to the 2021 COVID world that we're in, League of Legends started their new season, which we actually mentioned last week. And the reason I'm bringing it up again is just because there's been now it's actually started. Like, we've had a few days actually over this past weekend. What'd you say?
I said it is happening.
Yeah, it is happening. And over this past weekend, They had like their opening days and stuff like that. And if you guys have followed League of Legends at all, and I'm only going to touch on this for a second just to really get the point across. There's a lot of different regions. I think there's like 12 or 10 different regions that participate and then go to Worlds. Europe has always been recognized as one of the higher production quality or value regions out there doing League of Legends. They're entertaining. The graphics and stuff are good. Like everything about it is just great. The people are awesome. NA over the last couple of years has been pretty ass. Just like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It hasn't been the greatest. They know it hasn't been the greatest. The title of this article in particular is "After Years of Following Pro Sports, League of Legends esports leagues are quote unquote finally free to be ourselves." So, and it says the game's top North American league is making big changes for 2021. Everybody rebranded. Every single league in League of Legends rebranded with a new logo. Every region. And I don't know if this is a Riot-based thing where like it came from the top and is trickling down, or what's happening. I imagine it did come from the top. And I think maybe they pulled back the reins a little bit. Like, all right, we're not going to restrict you guys on absolutely everything. Be you, do what you want to do, because that was a big thing with the EU. Have you seen a European League of Legends cast at all, Joe?
I have not. No.
Dude, they do some crazy shit where they did like a music video that was just like a spoof on like some random, whatever thing is going on TikTok or something, right? And they'll do that in the middle of but that shit's funny. Like, that's why everybody watches TikTok. And the NA never really did that. They did way cornier things that, like, all right, cool, they're corny, they're entertaining, but like, what's that one cool thing that you did that took it over the top? And they never did it. So, basically what I'm trying to get at is I'm very excited for League of Legends this year and what the NA cast has to bring. I think they have some amazing talent, some amazing casters, and hopefully they can take it home this year.
There you go. As you are always in to the League of Legends world, so. Dude,
that's Riot, and League of Legends is esports right now, so I love it. I love it.
So, speaking about things we love. It's time
you ripped that right from me. Deal. God damn it.
Yes.
I walked into that.
Yes. This week we are talking about some Nintendo Switch games that are on Amazon, and guess what? They're on sale because it's Ruffhouse deal, so it's got to be a deal. So you're going to get some really good games like Splatoon 2 for $41.99, Super Mario Maker 2 for $41.99, Kirby Star Allies for $41.99. So there's a bunch of games in here. I'm not going to read them all, but these are some of the first-party titles that don't go on sale very often for Nintendo that are on sale now for, looks like $42, and normally they're like 50 or more, or 60. In this case, Super Mario Maker 2 is $60. And by the way, not to make Mr. SJW sad by any stretch of the imagination, these are Nintendo Switch digital codes, so they're not physical games. So not only can you be lazy, you can also save money being lazy. Where normally it's the physical copy that's cheaper because more people are buying digital these days. It does look like the physical copy of the game is on sale as well, but it's not on sale as much. Super Mario Maker is $5 off right now, or just about $5 off, where the digital code is $18 off. So, if you have been waiting for some of these games to go on sale, now is the time. And if you are on Amazon and you're getting it, that's where you're going to get it from, Amazon. So, that's for the time.
Yeah, it looks like they all go to Amazon.
It's all an Amazon digital sale. It's an Amazon digital sale.
I gotta say, this first one I gotta mention though, Immortals Phoenix Rising is on here. That was $60.
Which
now
we
it's
talked about before.
Yeah, I unfortunately, I already got it for PlayStation, which kind of sucks, and I spent $60 on it. I mean, I guess I'd rather play that on PlayStation anyways, personally, but
I'd rather have a physical copy.
Yeah, and I'd rather have a physical copy. Well, that's physical. These are physical. That's physical, right?
No, these are digital copies that are on sale.
Oh, that's right. Secure transaction. This is digital. Okay, I thought this one was physical. Yeah, Switch digital code. Gotcha. Yep. If you go to the PS5, it's... Oh, actually, so the PS5 version... The PS5 version is also on sale for $40.
Physical or digital?
Physical. And Nintendo Switch... Nintendo Switch physical is actually $36.21.
So like I said, you could
That's
probably
so
get some
weird.
of the physical ones on sale as well, but the digitals are finally on sale, which is probably the biggest thing out of all this. I don't know. I mean, I was looking at Splatoon for a while.
the
So and this
the Xbox One digital code is still $60 for some reason, but the Xbox One version is $30. Like this.
and also it does look like there are some some stars to this. So looking at it right now, it says currently this item is only available to customers in the U.S. So if you are fans outside of America, unfortunately, some of these deals might not be available to you. But this is on Amazon.com. So check it out and see what's going on.
Well, all I can say is that is a lot of awesome games. There's even a Mega Man Zero in there too, so I might check some of these
Yeah,
out.
I might end up picking up the Splatoon 2 for myself and my daughter. She liked playing the demo, so
Borderlands:
see.
The Handsome Collection.
Yeah, that's been around for a while though. So I mean,
Is that a different game than the?
no, it's Borderlands 2 and the Borderlands pre-sequel.
Okay, gotcha. All
With a
right.
whole bunch of other stuff. So there you go. There's Ruffhouse
Well-
deals. Hopefully, you get some digital copies of some of your favorite Nintendo games this week.
Now, the game's coming out, which again is a pretty short list because it's January still and not a whole lot of stuff coming
Yeah,
out.
we're not going to start seeing stuff coming out until March.
But
Big heavy hitters come out around that time. Starts to flow.
myself and Joe
However,
took a trip to PAX a while back that you guys remember, and
yeah, back in March, I think, or February, late February, early March.
I think it was early
Yeah.
March, and
Because it was right before COVID like really hit. But
Yes.
there were people doing.
They were prepping
But they
for
were
it.
doing. They were prepping for it. There were like no handshakes. There were people with sanitizer wipes
at the stairwells
wiping
and
down
stuff,
on the
escalators.
stairwells and stuff like that. So we were definitely aware of it.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. We just weren't at the level of everybody wearing masks all the time yet. Thank
At that
God.
point, yeah.
I would not have wanted to wear a mask in that all freaking day. That would have sucked.
Yeah, we would not, and we
Um,
left that place like at midnight. So we
Yeah.
went. We were there from like 10 a.m. to
midnight. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
did the dude. I actually really liked the
No, that
the Dungeons and
that
Dragons.
was the Dungeons and Dragons thing was pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad we paid for that.
All right, so anyways, the point of that was we went there and we met this guy from Rockfish Games, and they produce Everspace 2, and they actually develop and publish it. And Everspace 2 is actually coming out as an early access game tomorrow,
Which is today.
which is today when you're listening.
When you're
to this.
listening
Yeah.
to it.
So
or
sorry, because that's
tomorrow,
Sunday.
if you're
Yeah.
on- or tomorrow, or today, or tomorrow if you're on the live stream.
Yes, and
It's January 18th, guys. It's January 18th. That's when it's coming out.
That's
so we
the
don't
release
confuse
date.
anyone
We just
anymore.
do dates. Only
Monday,
dates.
January 18th, early access,
2021. If you're still stuck in 2020.
2021. Yeah, right. If you haven't changed it on your calendar yet.
So this is it's a fast-paced single-player spaceship shooter. So you explore space and you're on different planets and stuff. Tons of loot. We all love loot. Lots of RPG stuff in it, mining, crafting, all that good stuff. And there's obviously a story. It's a huge open world in space essentially, and it's something that definitely interests me as far as RPGs are concerned, because it's different. Like this, when you are flying in your spaceship or whatever, like you see the cockpit and stuff. So it's definitely a different sort of RPG game in that sense. But very much looking forward to this. I know myself and Joe were just talking about reaching out to Rockfish. Hopefully we can, maybe get them on here to talk a little bit about the game as well, which would be pretty cool. We'll let you guys know if we're able to put that one together. But in addition to Everspace 2, we got Hitman 3, which I'm also super excited for. This was kind of announced. Was this announced in the PS5?
I think so. Yeah.
Announcement
yeah,
as well.
Presser, yeah.
So the conclusion of the World of Assassination trilogy. Finally, it's been a little while. Very much like this game. You ever play Hitman, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this for sure. This is set up for VR.
Boom, boom, boom.
I am kind of excited for that. I'm very curious to see how that works with Hitman. I think it'll be pretty cool.
I haven't gotten into the VR yet. I don't know. I've been looking at it a little bit more, and I'm not sure if I would do it if I'd go with something like Oculus, or if I'd go with some of the other ones out there. There's another one.
PlayStation
That's not-
VR, I think, is by far it's the best balance of affordable and good, if that makes sense.
Well, it's because doesn't PlayStation VR kind of lean on the systems, or no? It's its own thing that you can connect to the systems.
No, it's its own thing that you connect it. It's got this little box as well on the cord as a little processor. Okay. It does connect to the system too. It still uses the system as well.
No, I know it does because there's a camera thing. You can, if you have one, they offer a adapter for the PlayStation 5.
Oh yeah, if you have the PlayStation VR, yep, exactly.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure. Maybe Oculus, or there was another one, but I can't remember the name.
There's Oculus, there's PSVR, and it's another computer-based one, right? Oculus is Facebook. It's the hold on, this is gonna bug me. Hold on, VR systems. It's gonna bug me so much. HTC Vive, that's what it is.
The Vive, yeah.
The Vive.
Right, it's the Vive.
And there is technically the Samsung Gear, but that's ass.
Yeah, but there are only really 3 players right now.
Yeah.
It's the Vive, it's the Oculus, and it's the PlayStation VR.
Yeah, the Oculus. The thing with the Vive and the Oculus is that you have to, you need a really good computer to run those.
Yeah, but we do.
Yeah, we could run them, but I'm just saying for anybody who's thinking about it. Otherwise, I think, the route to go is PlayStation VR. I think it's 100% in it. It's interesting to me, and just another thing to add to why I think PlayStation is doing so well. Where's Microsoft in this mix? Nowhere.
Yeah, they were supposed to come out with something, and it never really came to fruition. It's still in the works.
Well, it's gonna come out for the new Xbox at this point. So they basically just went the whole last generation without VR. I don't know if that hurt or helped them. I mean, obviously, the idea is probably don't jump the gun on technology that's not ready yet. But it seems like VR it's still kind of gimmicky in a sense. It only works. There's only very specific games that it works well with. I always use Beat Saber as an example because that game is perfect for VR. That game was designed for VR. Resident Evil, even, it works very well with now. Any sort of scary games like that, and I don't know. It's just weird that Microsoft never really.
Yeah, and it's funny. I saw somebody on Twitch doing a VR chat. Looked pretty cool too.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually really big with younger people now too. They because you have your own character that you develop, and that's actually very, very popular. There's people in Discord that I see doing that all the time, and
yeah, and it was cool. He could grab he was grabbing his chat, and he could pull it up in front of him, and he could see. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. That there are certain things that work super well with VR. All right, so then we got Ride 4, which it's basically motorcycle racing. If you're into that kind of stuff, I feel like whenever new systems come out, there's always these offshoot racing games that come out to show off the system that aren't Gran Turismo or Forza. It's always this random thing, and I guess Ride 4 is going to be it. Not that it's random. There have been other rides, obviously. This is the 4th iteration, but this is the one coming out closer to the system releases. So Ride 4. And last but not least, only 4, we got Gravity Heroes, which is really weird. So it's got kind of Mega Man type feel to it. It's 2D graphics, pixel graphics. It's an indie game developed and published by Studica Solution. And it says it's an arena shooter, which is why this is weird to me, because it looks like you're playing Mega Man, but there's multiple players. This is multiplayer, and it's I don't know. It's you have to check it out. This is a very hard game to explain just verbally. But it looks different. So if you're into trying new different games, Gravity Heroes is definitely for you. And if you like pixel type graphics as well, this is definitely a game that you should check out. So, but that is it for the games coming out this week.
And that's going to do it for another edition of Game Wild. We'd like to thank everyone who was able to join the live stream and watch us, and everyone who listens to us on Mondays and watches us on YouTube's on Mondays. And make sure to check out our website, game-wild.com, and check out for any news and things that are happening there, plus our Facebook group as well. Please, everyone, thank you once again for joining us on another edition of Game Wild.
Later, everybody.